Have you ever wondered if it's possible to truly reinvent yourself at 50? What if the second half of your life could be the most fulfilling, with a newfound sense of peace and purpose? At this stage, many of us face transitions, career shifts, changes in relationships, or grappling with aging. But what if I told you that ancient Stoic philosophy holds the key to not just surviving this transition, but thriving through it? Stoicism, a timeless philosophy from the ancient Greeks and Romans, teaches us the power of focusing on what we can control, accepting what we cannot, and living with wisdom and virtue. These ideas, though centuries old, are incredibly relevant today, especially when navigating a major life transition like turning 50. In today's video, we'll explore 5 core Stoic life lessons that can help you embrace this new phase with resilience, purpose, and peace. Each lesson will guide you on how to approach reinvention, not with fear, but with the clarity and strength of a Stoic. As someone who's experienced the transitions that come with reaching 50, I've found that Stoic philosophy offers a powerful framework for personal growth. It's not about reinventing yourself externally, but internally, shifting your mindset to find meaning in this new chapter. I believe that with the right approach, this stage of life can be one of the most fulfilling yet. To get to the 5 dry lessons that seem hard to swallow today, the Stoic Messenger wants you to hear the true story of Miss Susan. At 51, Susan felt adrift. After years dedicated to her family, her children were grown, and she realized she had lost touch with her own dreams. Once, she had loved painting, but now that passion seemed distant, like something from another life. One day, she asked herself, why not now? Instead of seeing her 50s as the end of something, she chose to view them as the beginning. She signed up for an art class, picked up a brush, and reignited the spark that had long been dimmed. It wasn't easy at first. Self-doubt lingered, but every stroke of the brush reminded her that this was her time to reclaim her identity, not just as a mother or wife, but as a woman with her own purpose. Susan's art began to flourish, but more importantly, she flourished. She realized that reinvention wasn't about starting over. It was about awakening to who she always was. Now, in her mid-50s, Susan's work is celebrated locally, but her greatest victory is internal. She's found peace, passion, and a deeper sense of self. Reinventing yourself in your 50s isn't about chasing what's gone. It's about embracing the endless possibilities that still lie ahead. Your time is now. And now we come to Stoic lesson number 1. Lesson 1. Focus on what you can control. One of the most profound lessons from Stoicism is the wisdom of Epictetus, who said, "We cannot control what happens to us, only how we respond." These few words carry a lifetime of truth. Life is unpredictable, full of events that can disrupt our plans, but Stoicism teaches us that true power lies in focusing on what is within our control. First of all, let's understand this. Our thoughts, choices, and actions are entirely within our control. On the other hand, things like other people's opinions, past events, or even unexpected outcomes are not. Once we recognize this distinction, we can let go of unnecessary stress and direct our energy towards what truly matters, our inner strength and peace. In your 50s, life often brings changes that feel overwhelming. Whether it's the end of a long career, children moving out, or health challenges, these situations can create fear and uncertainty. But the Stoics offer us a way to find stability within the storm. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When faced with these changes, instead of worrying about what you can't control, like the passing of time or other people's decisions, focus on your own responses. How will you choose to face these challenges? By shifting the focus inward, You find a resilience that external circumstances cannot take away. Just like Marcus Aurelius suggests, true strength comes from mastering your mind, not trying to master the uncontrollable. Now, I encourage you to try this exercise. Write down a current challenge you're facing. Divide the page into 2 columns. In the first, list what is in your control, your thoughts, decisions, and actions. In the second, list what lies beyond your control, other people's behavior, past mistakes, or unforeseen events. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more. That is poor." By focusing only on what you can control, you declutter your mind from unnecessary desires and worries. This exercise not only brings clarity, but also gives you the power to channel your energy effectively, where it will actually make a difference. Let's now connect this principle to the process of reinventing yourself. Reinvention, especially in your 50s, doesn't mean transforming everything about your life. On the contrary, it begins by controlling what you can, your thoughts, your actions, your responses to challenges. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When you focus on what you can control, your daily habits, your mindset, your attitude, you open yourself to opportunities for personal growth. Whether it's improving your health, deepening relationships, or exploring new interests, the power lies within your choices. By embracing this mindset, you create the space for true reinvention. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If you focus on what you can control, you'll discover an inner peace that transcends external circumstances. Your 50s can be a time of renewal, a time to realign with what truly matters. By mastering your mind, you reinvent yourself, not by changing the world around you, but by changing the way you engage with it. Lesson 2. Cultivate inner resilience. Seneca once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." This wisdom touches on a truth we often overlook. Every challenge, no matter how painful, is an opportunity to grow. Life, especially in your 50s, may bring unexpected difficulties, health problems, personal losses, career setbacks. But instead of viewing these struggles as roadblocks, what if you saw them as stepping stones? What if each hardship was an invitation to cultivate resilience, to become stronger and wiser? First of all, understand that resilience is not something we are born with. It is something we build through life's trials. Every time you face adversity and choose to rise above it, you are actively cultivating inner strength. Reinvention in your 50s isn't about avoiding hardship. It's about learning from it. It's about embracing the inevitable changes life brings, knowing that every difficulty carries the seeds of growth. The Stoics understood that resilience isn't developed by avoiding discomfort, but by facing it with courage and preparation. To help us do this, they used specific tools to build mental toughness and calm into the face of adversity. One of these tools is called premeditatio malorum, or negative visualization. It involves mentally preparing for the worst-case scenarios before they happen. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Begin each day by telling yourself, 'Today I shall meet with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness, all of them due to the offender's ignorance of what is good or evil.'" This practice helps you anticipate difficulties with a calm mind instead of being caught off guard. If you've already considered the worst that could happen, you are less likely to be overwhelmed by it when it does. In addition to negative visualization, journaling is another powerful Stoic tool. By writing down your thoughts and reflecting on your day, you can observe your reactions to life's challenges and gain clarity on how to strengthen your resilience. Let me share a real-life example of resilience. Meet John, who at the age of 52, lost his job of over 20 years. It was a devastating blow, as he had dedicated much of his life to his career. However, instead of sinking into despair, John embraced the Stoic principle of focusing on what he could control, his response. He applied the concept of premeditatio malorum and prepared himself mentally for the challenges ahead. John chose to reinvent himself by starting a small business that aligned with his values and passions. It wasn't easy, but through resilience and determination, he found success in an entirely new chapter of his life. As Epictetus said, "The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it." John's story is a reminder that life's most difficult moments often offer the greatest opportunities for reinvention. Reinventing yourself at any stage in life requires inner strength, but especially in your 50s. This is the time to not only embrace change, but to use it as fuel for growth. The Stoics teach us that resilience isn't about being unshaken by life's hardships. It's about responding with courage, adapting to new circumstances, and becoming stronger through the process. By using Stoic tools like negative visualization and journaling, you can prepare for challenges with a steady mind and resilient spirit. The more you cultivate this resilience, the more life's obstacles transform into opportunities. Reinvention becomes not a struggle, but a natural evolution, and resilience becomes your greatest asset in creating a life of purpose and meaning. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This is the heart of Stoic resilience. The very challenges that stand in your path can become the fuel for your reinvention. At 50, you have the wisdom of experience behind you. By embracing Stoic tools and facing life's difficulties head-on, you'll find that reinvention is not just possible, it's inevitable. And every step you take in cultivating resilience will lead you closer to the life you truly desire. Lesson 3. Align your actions with your values. As we move through life, our priorities often shift. What mattered most in your 30s may not hold the same weight in your 50s. The Stoics understood that living in accordance with your core values is the key to a meaningful and fulfilled life. Seneca said, "The greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not." So, first of all, ask yourself, what are the principles that guide me? What values do I hold at my core? It's important to note that aligning with your values isn't a passive process. It requires reflection and deliberate action. As you stand at this pivotal stage in life, it's time to rediscover, or perhaps refine those core values that will guide your decisions, your reinvention, and ultimately, your happiness. Whether it's integrity, family, wisdom, or kindness, identifying what you truly value is the first step toward living authentically. For example, let's say family is one of your core values. As you reflect on this, you might realize that you want to spend more quality time strengthening those bonds, perhaps by setting aside time for meaningful conversations or creating shared experiences with your loved ones. On the other hand, if wisdom is a value that resonates deeply with you, you might commit to spending more time reading, learning, or mentoring others. In addition, you could seek out opportunities to teach or pass on your knowledge to the next generation. Not only that, but aligning with your values can bring you a profound sense of purpose. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." So, take action. Let your values guide your steps, not just in moments of reflection, but in the choices you make every single day. Now, take a moment to reflect on your own values. Write down your top 5, those guiding principles that resonate deeply with who you are and who you want to be. These might include things like compassion, honesty, or perseverance. Once you have your list, next to each value, write down one action you can take this week to live in alignment with it. For instance, if kindness is one of your values, maybe that means reaching out to help a friend in need or volunteering for a cause you care about. If personal growth is a key value, you might commit to learning something new or pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. Remember, as Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. This exercise is about bringing your values to life through action. Reinvention doesn't mean becoming someone new. On the contrary, it means becoming more aligned with your true self, stripping away the distractions and external pressures that may have clouded your vision. By grounding your actions in your values, you will create a life that feels authentic, purposeful, and deeply satisfying. Seneca wisely said, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." This, my friends, is the essence of reinvention, an ongoing journey toward becoming the best version of yourself. In conclusion, aligning your actions with your values will not only guide you through life's challenges, but will also give you a sense of purpose that makes every day meaningful. It is in this alignment that you truly reinvent yourself, not by changing who you are, but by living more fully in accordance with who you have always been at your core. And that, in itself, is the most powerful transformation. Lesson 4. Accept the present. Let go of the past. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The Stoics believed that much of our suffering stems from our resistance to the present, or our inability to let go of the past. First of all, we must recognize the transformative power of acceptance. When you fully embrace the present, you free yourself from the weight of regret and the anxieties of an uncertain future. At 50, life presents a unique opportunity to reflect on where you are, but not to dwell on what is behind. The past is unchangeable, and resisting this fact only adds to our burdens. However, by practicing acceptance, embracing both the beauty and the imperfections of the present, you open yourself up to the true power of reinvention. Reinvention, after all, begins with acknowledging where you are and letting go of what no longer serves you. In your 50s, it's natural to look back on the life you've lived, the career milestones, the relationships, the achievements, and even the regrets. Not only that, but life transitions, like children leaving home, retirement, or even the loss of loved ones, can bring about a profound sense of reflection. You may wonder if you've done enough, or if the choices you made were the right ones. However, it's essential to remember that the past is a teacher, not a prison. Dwelling on the past keeps us anchored in a world that no longer exists. Seneca wisely wrote, "What's past is beyond control. The future is uncertain, but the present offers us choices." If you spend too much time revisiting old memories, whether they bring joy or sorrow, you rob yourself of the opportunity to fully engage with the present. Reinvention in your 50s isn't about erasing the past, but about making peace with it and focusing on the life you can still create. Let's take a moment to ground ourselves in the present. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and exhale slowly. Focus on the sensation of the breath entering and leaving your body. Now, gently remind yourself, the present moment is the only time you have control over. Let go of the past, release the future, and focus entirely on the now. This simple mindfulness practice, grounding yourself in the present, can help you let go of past regrets and future worries. the Stoics understood the power of staying present. Epictetus once said, "Don't let your reflection on the whole sweep of life crush you. Stick with the situation at hand and ask yourself why you are incapable of facing it." When you learn to live in the moment, you also learn to navigate life's challenges with grace. By accepting where you are now, you lay the foundation for personal transformation. Letting go of the past doesn't mean forgetting, but it does mean making peace with it, allowing you to fully step into the opportunities of the present. Whether it's learning something new, reconnecting with an old passion, or simply embracing a fresh perspective, Stoicism teaches us that true reinvention begins with living fully in the moment. As the Stoic philosopher Zeno of Citium once said, "Well-being is realized by small steps, but is truly no small thing." Each moment you spend focusing on the now is a step toward becoming the person you aspire to be. Your 50s are not the end. They are a new beginning, a time to align your actions with who you are today and who you wish to become tomorrow. Lesson 5. Practice gratitude and simplicity. Seneca reminds us, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." First of all, we see that gratitude is one of the most powerful principles in Stoicism, and it is essential for inner peace. In a world where we're constantly encouraged to want more success, more possessions, more recognition, Stoicism invites us to pause and appreciate what we already have. Practicing gratitude helps us focus on abundance rather than scarcity. At this stage of life, you may find that the greatest riches are not material. They are found in the moments of stillness, in relationships that have deepened over time, and in the wisdom you've accumulated. The key to reinvention in your 50s isn't always about seeking new experiences or achievements, but about developing a profound sense of appreciation for the life you've already built. Reinvention begins in the heart, and gratitude is the doorway to seeing your world anew. Epictetus once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." In addition to gratitude, simplicity is at the core of Stoic living. The Stoics believed that true contentment comes not from acquiring more, but from needing less. When we simplify our lives, we make space for what truly matters: our health, our relationships, and our peace of mind. Not only that, simplicity allows us to remove distractions that prevent us from seeing the value of what we already have. For instance, if we strip away the constant pursuit of more material wealth or external validation, we discover the richness of our inner world. You might find that reinventing yourself is less about adding new things to your life and more about embracing the beauty of what's already there. Just as a tree sheds its leaves to survive the winter, so can we let go of unnecessary desires and expectations, making room for inner peace and contentment. Reinvention doesn't always mean doing more. It can mean doing less, but with greater intention. To help cultivate this sense of gratitude and simplicity, I encourage you to start a daily practice. Each morning, take a few minutes to write down 3 things you are grateful for. This simple habit not only grounds you in the present, but it also rewires your brain to focus on abundance rather than scarcity. This practice may seem small, but as Seneca once said, "A grateful mind is a great mind, which eventually attracts to itself great things." When we take the time to reflect on the blessings in our lives, we transform our mindset from one of lack to one of fullness. Each day becomes an opportunity to see the richness in your life. Reinvention begins with the ability to see life's gifts, even in the ordinary. Reinvention in your 50s doesn't have to be about material success or external validation. Instead, it can be about finding peace in simplicity and gratitude. By practicing these Stoic principles, you create a life that's grounded in what truly matters: love, wisdom, and inner peace. Your greatest achievement might not be something you accomplish in the outer world, but something you nurture within. As Marcus Aurelius once reflected, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Reinvention is about more than change. It's about aligning your life with your values and finding joy in the simplicity of being present. The more you simplify, the more you appreciate the richness of the life you already have. And in that simplicity, you will find not only contentment, but the truest form of freedom. First of all, let's take a moment to reflect on the Stoic principles that can guide you through this powerful reinvention in your 50s. Focus on what you can control because, as Epictetus said, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. By accepting the present and letting go of the past, you free yourself from the weight of regrets and missed opportunities, allowing yourself to live fully in the now. Next, cultivate inner resilience. Life will always present challenges, but as Seneca reminds us, difficulties strengthen the mind. When you face these hardships with Stoic wisdom, you build a deeper strength within. Besides that, aligning your actions with your values is essential. When your choices reflect your core beliefs, you live a life that is authentic and true to who you are. Finally, practice gratitude and simplicity, because as Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. These core Stoic lessons offer a path to not just reinvent yourself, but to rediscover the best version of who you are. Your 50s are not a time to look back in sorrow or regret. They are a time to embrace renewal and transformation. Reinvention doesn't mean becoming someone else. On the contrary, it means peeling back the layers of doubt and fear to reveal the strength, wisdom, and purpose that have been within you all along. In fact, now is the perfect time to step into a future that is rooted in everything you've learned up to this point. Seneca once said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." This phase of life is your new beginning, a time to reinvent yourself with the clarity and wisdom of Stoic philosophy. You have the tools, you have the knowledge, and most importantly, you have the power within you to shape the rest of your life into something deeply meaningful. Not only that, but the steps you take now, focusing on what you can control, cultivating resilience, aligning your actions with your values, and practicing gratitude, will empower you to live the next chapter with grace, confidence, and purpose. So, I encourage you to take that first step today. Reflect on what you've learned, decide what needs to change, and commit to your own reinvention from the inside out. As you go forward, remember that you have everything you need within you to reinvent yourself, because true reinvention starts with your mindset. The Stoics understood that change is inevitable, but growth is intentional. It's time to intentionally step into the person you were always meant to be. If you enjoyed this video and want to dive deeper into the world of Stoicism, self-improvement, and living a more meaningful life, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our growing community. By subscribing, you'll be the first to get new content that helps you on your journey toward wisdom and inner strength. And feel free to leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on how Stoicism has impacted your life. Thank you for watching. Remember, no matter where you are in life, your path is yours to shape. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.